Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud.
Scott Allwood.
And this is Vendettas, episode 7.
Yay.
Pulling the strings. Or, I would call it, everyone wants Bananas to win. Including cast. I mean, just look at their decision. And including the thirsty producers. Thirsty, I just picked up recently, Scott, where these young people were like, oh, these chicks are thirsty. I'm like, what does that mean? Right. And they're like, oh, well, it means when a girl is like a slut, like she wants to swallow cum or some shit like that. I'm like, what? Really? That's
I've always used it more so for like guys, you know, who are just so thirsty that they'll just go for any girl. Like they're just making it blatant, obvious. Like they're hitting on anybody and everybody. They're thirsty for that veg juice.
It makes more sense for women to be thirsty in my eyes, but that was the first time I heard thirsty used. I was like, oh man, I got to use that on a podcast, and I did.
And here we are. Check.
Yeah. Oh shit. But yeah, this is the 7th episode. We're halfway through it, and there's some shit getting thrown our way.
This is a great episode. I'll say that.
Yes.
This was one of the best of the season so far.
Yeah. And that's weird to think about. I mean, it's still frustrating, and I'll bring that up when we come to it and shit, but it's definitely a bit of a bump for me, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not too enthusiastic. I just have to recognize that, yeah, I did enjoy this. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. I have to begrudgingly admit that I might have liked this episode.
I'm not used to this feeling anymore. What is this? I enjoyed this episode, kind of? What?
That's right. Yeah, I'm out of my comfort zone. Usually I'm just like, yeah, fuck you guys, you know, the show and shit. But all right, let's start at the beginning. It's all about who will verse Brad in the elimination.
So they're at the elimination arena right now. The ring, as they called it.
The ring, yeah, that's right. Fire and shit all over the place. Bananas, Tony, and Kyle. They have to decide who's going to go against Brad between Shane, Devin, and Victor. And Bananas gets to vote first. And he says, Victor, you came in too hot. I'm like, didn't Devin come in way hotter?
That was my thoughts exactly. I put that in my notes. I was like, why are you saying this about Victor? He's done nothing compared to Devin. Devin wants you out so much worse.
Compared to Shane.
Right.
Compared to Shane, too. So, like, yeah, I was like, this doesn't make any sense.
As we've seen, it's been Devin 100%, not those two.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah. And now everyone literally says, Tony and Kyle, they're like, I'm going to follow suit.
Didn't Kyle, you just say last episode that you're going to do your own thing? No? You did? Yeah, I know you did. And then here you are. Thanks for letting us down.
Yeah. So Victor's going in, and it's Banana's vote. Like, what? This Trioca never really seems to matter too much. Someone is going to, in the room between the three, are going to control the vote. Right. And that's always Bananas. Always Bananas.
These missions have been so strange. And you know what is driving me crazy at this point of the game is that the people in the Troika are getting the power to vote somebody in. But not only that, they're getting the power in the next mission, too, to basically help themselves win again. So it just seems like this pattern of how are they ever going to fucking lose if they keep getting all this power? They're getting too much power at this point. They should have had it just, they get to vote someone in, or they get some type of power with the next mission. But anyway, this elimination, what is it? What's it called?
So much.
The
elimination, troubled water. Yeah. Brad versus Victor. And you know what? I will say this was kind of entertaining to watch because just visually water splashing.
Why don't
that's
you
something to
describe
see.
What's happening in this elimination? What's the elimination? Tell us.
I feel like you're better at explaining that because I don't like explaining shit.
All right,
like
well,
so I'm like, you go into water. You do it. You do it.
They're both in a large container. They each have their own container with a red line going through the middle of it. There's a bunch of water filled up basically to the brim, to the top. They're supposed to get inside of the actual container, both in each area. And then when TJ says go, they're supposed to splash all kinds of water out of this container until it gets below the red line. When it gets to that point, they are to then grab a little hammer that's next to their container and then smash out the bottom of the container and then fall onto a mat, which is very dangerous.
Which is
it's provided
cool
cuts in the past
though.
when they've done similar things.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Inferno 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You know.
Who wins?
We know. Challenge
The
fans.
ruins.
Challenge fans.
Fans, yeah. Oh shit! I just want to throw this out real quick. Champs. Okay, the spin-off Champs versus Stars, Champs versus Pros.
Yeah.
Imagine okay, yeah, you do. Imagine Champs versus YouTube stars, aka us, the podcast. And I just want to ask you real quick: would you do it? I would not do it. I couldn't tolerate it. Really,
I'd do it on
I
RB.
feel like I would have
Why
an
not?
anxiety attack. Really?
Yeah.
I'd watch you. Yeah, sure. Do it. Do it. Do it. And then they'd be like, "Oh, from Battle of the Challenges podcast, where's Vincent Cloud?" And you're like, "No, it was me."
And
They're like,
before I go
"No,
in-
where's
when I go
David
into
Lauer?"
elimination, I'd go, "This one's for you, Vince." When they're doing their
Yeah.
little interview, I would mention you as much as possible, so they would have to use something from that.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's right.
So anyway,
We're getting totally.
TJ starts the game and they start splashing around. Splash, 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 splash. Victor's over there like he's in a little kiddie pool, just psh, 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 like using his hands trying to cup water and throw it out.
Karate chop, right?
Yeah, he's karate chopping. He's just like he's putting his mouth under, putting it full of water and then spitting it out the side. Like Victor is using all the worst techniques in the book, and Brad's over there just becoming a whale in an ocean. Just, this is my ocean now.
Yeah. He's fucking the water, and
Yeah,
that's why
that's a
Cara
good way to
Maria's
put
like,
it.
"Tori, holy shit, you taught him well, girl," and shit like that.
Humorous.
It was crazy, man.
Yeah, just back and forth. Brad's just putting all of his weight into it. It is such a elimination. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Victor would have had a chance had he not been a fucking idiot while splashing this water out. He could have looked over at Brad for a millisecond and went, "Oh, maybe I should do that and not this stupid little pussy-ass paddling that I'm doing."
It did look cool though. No, he was like fucking. He was beating
It
up
looked
the water.
ridiculous. It looked like it would be fun to do in the bathtub. Hey, Victor, why don't you go do
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you need to do in this elimination and win it, and then you can go play Karate Chop the Water back in the house. All right? But yeah, Brad,
it was cool looking.
immediately, like, he destroys Victor. Destroys him. It's embarrassing. Victor doesn't even get to say, like, he doesn't have a confessional saying goodbye. He's just like, "Oh, I lost, bye." And he didn't even say that. I'm giving him more than what he got. He just walked away. That's all he got. And Brad just destroyed him. And then he actually, Bananas, sorry, John was helping him out on the side. He's like, "Yeah, do that. Cool. Hey, use the hammer. Put it down. You smash it with your foot." And Brad's like, "Fuck that. I got muscles." And just throws this hammer at the bottom of the container and smashes
right.
through it. Then he falls onto the mat and it looks cute as hell. He's like,
It was cute, but yeah, totally. Bananas was like fucking. He said the most logic, like, don't burn the most energy sort of way to win this. And Brad was like, "Yeah, fuck that. I am fucking ripped and shit." Remember when Zach and Tony were saying like how Brad is slowly deflating because like he's out of muscle milk or whatever the fuck?
I do not remember that.
You don't remember that?
No.
Do you think Brad is he just went to Walmart and bought some whey protein and some creatine, and that's how he looks
the
big?
4 weeks leading up to it, he was just taking as many trips to the market, drinking milk. What? He ate enough spinach to last a month, and now he's starting to go down. Like his powers levels are going down. Is that what you're saying?
Random
he didn't
question
earn that
number
muscle.
2. Random question number 2, Scott. Do you believe that anyone on this cast have used steroids, PEDs, if you will?
I mean, you've heard kind of rumors just from back in the day. Not
Back in the day,
not
yeah,
recently.
sure, but I'm
It
saying
sounds
now.
like they've got a tighter ship now, to where they wouldn't really allow that to happen. So that's why
not,
I would
though?
kind of question Brad using.
But why not though? Like it's the same reason why I'm always like, okay, it makes sense. No steroids in the UFC. I'm a huge fan, but it doesn't make as much sense to not have steroids in the WWE. Where I'm like, who gives a shit?
Right.
Like
It's all about
they're
the
just
show.
like it's staged, you know. Why can't there be steroided people
I mean, there was a
in
lot
the
of
challenge?
talk about the end of Rivals 3 with John using certain drugs like Adderall or something to stay up
Right.
all night for the final
Yep.
mission. And it seemed like it was frowned upon. And it sounded like might have got fined for something like that. And what's a fine when you get $350,000? Oh, you're going to fine me $2,000 for winning? Okay. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Brad's getting fined each week. Hey, cut it out. You're going to get fined again, $600. I'm going to win. Oh, yeah.
Each week, that's hilarious because I just picture Bananas sneaking into Brad's bed and putting in the the little like invoice from the challenge or like you owe this
They don't
much and
have
shit. And then he
assistants.
sneaks.
They just give John all the info. It's like, all right, here's this week's. Can you go hand them out, please? I mean, we're giving you a lot of money. Okay. Can I? All right. So he wins and he gets a grenade. Big deal.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Yeah,
tell?
Mom.
Do you want to tell him what the grenades are? Or
Oh,
you
I
just want me to
figured
speed through all this.
you
All
were
right,
talking-
grenade time crunch. Add time. Sit out. Let them sit out. Blindside. Someone has to compete in the mission blindfolded. Whoa.
No chance to take any money, which I every single time this
Good.
happens, I'm gonna
Pointless.
say
I would
like
hate if
bullshit.
they gave that right now. I want something to happen. I wish you would have picked someone to sit him out. Let him have the mission off. Let Brittany have the mission off. I don't know. Who cares?
But what would that do? What would that mean? Like, okay, if Brittany didn't have to do this giant marionette puzzle mission,
I don't know.
does that mean she's safe from elimination?
It's a good question. I would assume so,
Yeah.
but
All right.
probably not in their book. I mean, they would just bend it to their will. He picks. I mean, let's. Okay, so back
Oh,
to
it
the
doesn't
notes.
matter.
Hey, note
Yeah,
it's notes. The sequel nobody asked for, and the new note says, "I can't wait to see you get sent home." And then, I feel like MTV was like, "Oh shit, this isn't playing as well as we thought it was." We listened to the Battle of the Challenges podcast, and they didn't care for it at all. We better nip this in the bud as soon as this elimination's done, because it was over way quicker than it started.
Yeah, it's revealed
immediately
in
reveal
a
it.
confessional, not in the house itself, where like Jemmy's like, I found some clues, y'all, fingerprints and evidence and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that would have been great. Instead, we cut to Johnny Bananas in the confessional. He's like, I didn't do it, but I did. You know what I mean?
And then they had the little devil horns and the wings, and I'm like,
yeah.
why? Just stop. Out of everyone in the house, this is the least fun. This is the least fun of an ending anyone wanted. Nobody wanted this ending. This is too predictable. It's so stupid. What, Johnny? Why'd you do this? This is
Well,
ridiculous
yeah.
and pointless. Brittany of all people, why were you going after her? Stirred up drama for what, a half a day? I guess people were still talking about it after the challenge, so I don't know.
Really?
Apparently he had his sister write on the notes before he even got to the challenge. It shows him and Leroy kind of going through them. Now, granted, if this was me and you in the challenge house and we were kind of having our own little fun, like being boys in there, like, haha, they're not going to know, and it would be amusing. But at the same time, MTV should have been the shit they should have shown. Like, at the end of the season, like, oh, hey, and then they pulled this little prank, which was stupid.
Yes.
But it was still all in good fun.
Oh,
but
my
they
God.
made it out to be something more than it needed to be, and it was nothing.
well, yeah. I mean, okay. Again, Jemmy didn't figure it out. No one figured it out. In fact, it doesn't go anywhere. It's just like Johnny's like, yeah, I fucking did it and shit like that. And then how much money did production spend to blur out Johnny Bananas when he was walking in
That
the
was a
video
good
and shit like
effect.
that?
That was a good effect.
Yeah, and how much money did it cost? And
I wonder if they were just dying. The editors were dying to use that effect for something. They're like, "This is our moment to shine, boys. They're gonna be talking about this blurred out person for years to come in the challenge."
It could have been. It could have been. Remember there was a reality show called The Mole where you had to guess someone in the cast was like secretly the mole and working
I
with
never saw it, but
producers to-
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Me neither. I just heard of it. But what I'm getting at is that this could have worked. I'm a fan of whodunits. Scream is like one of the coolest things I've ever fucking watched.
Great movie.
And before this happened, before in the middle, not even in the in the beginning of the episode where Banana's like, hey, it was me, and then no payoff, I was thinking, I was like, whoa, it would be cool if it was Shane and like Marie working in cahoots. They just have Shane there to be like, what? Who's there? It couldn't possibly be me.
Anything would have been better than the way it happened.
Yes.
Because these notes will never be brought up again in this season. Maybe at the reunion, and people will just go, why'd you spend so much time on that? This is me as any of the cast members saying that out loud.
Well, anyways, let's get on to the mission. Is there anything else? I think it's mission time, right?
Mission time. Puppet Master.
Wait, we forgot. We have to pay our
Sylvia,
respects to Sylvia.
We're going to miss you, girl. We're going, well, I mean, see ya.
So unceremoniously left the show.
Oh, and by the way, Sylvia's gone. Anyway, let's move on. Like, come on.
No shots of her in the hospital. No shots of her, like...
Not even her saying, like, hey, I got to get the fuck out of here because I'm sick as fuck. Bye.
And they didn't let her use her grenade. It was a dud. Like, how disrespectful. Whatever. Okay, so the mission, it's called Puppet Master. Randomly, TJ's like, guess what? The Troika, who is Johnny Bananas, Kyle, and Tony, will get to decide the teams this mission. And it's like too much power. Too much power by the
Especially
Troika,
when it's
right?
only 2 teams.
Yes.
Right away, guess what
Jesus
they do?
Christ.
Hey, Brad has the grenade. We got to get him on our team, or else he's going to use it on us. Rendering Brad's grenade fucking pointless.
Well,
dude,
was it?
I mean, they won, but barely. So I guess it helped them win. Barely. They still almost lost with that shit. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, well...
I would like to talk about how they did a great job setting up teams. You know, they picked... For the blue team, it was Leroy, Nelson, Zach, Josh, Devin, Cam, Brittany, Kayla, Marie, Veronica. And then on the green team, their team, it was Shane, Tony, John, Kyle, Brad, Kaylee, Nicole, Cara Maria, Natalie, Jimmy. So each team, they set it up to where if they won, these certain people would be safe and they would kind of turn on a certain person. And if they lost, these certain people would turn on a certain person and so forth. So if the green team wins, they're like, oh, we'll just put it off on Shane. Tony, John, Kyle, Brad, we can't pick any of them, so Shane it is. And then, so each team is literally set up like that. Blue team, Leroy, Zach, they're going to vote together. Nelson, Devin, they're going to vote together. Josh is kind of the odd man out. But anyway, Puppet Master. What are the rules, Vince?
What are the... Oh, damn it. The rules. You're chained together. You have to take... Oh, fuck you, man. Like, I told you, I don't like to explain this shit. I just want to, like, they put a puppet together. Who gives a shit?
But I explained the team, so...
Yeah, but after the teams are... what else is it? They take the... Yeah, that's all it is. They're chained. They take pieces. They put them in a circle.
They have to run around and grab the piece, bring it back to their little piece zone, and then run back out to the area, run back to their little piece team zone, over and over, then build the guy, which has CT on one, Anissa on the other. Their faces are on there.
I mean, that could be seen as foreshadowing for Anissa to show up.
Maybe they were trying to get CT too, but then they were like, oh, he's not coming. Well, we got his huge face still. I guess we got to use it.
That's true.
And then they have to, like, pull up this puppet into the air. Very boring mission. I'm so disappointed in the missions this season. Hashtag, that was a great mission. The first mission was crazy. It was like you had to run up this freaking mountain.
Oh,
crazy.
Yeah. Those,
but everything else,
3 were good. Yeah.
Boring.
Team Green overdoes Team Blue. I mean, it's the team. It was predictable because Team Blue was not consisting of the Troika, who built themselves an amazing team. They're like the fucking Yankees or the Patriots. You know,
well, I mean, it's just that time crunch they got too. They had a minute ahead which
Yes.
the blue team took advantage of in the sense that they could watch how they were running as a team, and they weren't running well at all. Nicole fell on the ground once, so the green team wasn't running together well at all. So Devin, being the smart guy is watching, taking notes, and then when they start running, they're running in sync. Everything's great with this. Call him Lance, Justin, Joey Fatone, and Chris.
Joey Fatone.
But they did a great job. I mean, they almost caught up with them. They were building their guys at the same time. Green team got over there first. Blue team was just about to start putting their guy up in the sky before green team won. It was devastating.
I think we already mentioned it, but I do want to say once again, Team Green, consistent, basically Bananas, Tony, and Kyle,
Right.
they completely diffused Brad's grenade.
Right.
I know you can't defuse a grenade, but they definitely they threw a dead
saved
body on
themselves
top of the
for it.
grenade.
They saved themselves from it. They
Yes.
hey TJ, where was the option that you get a shield from a grenade? Because that's exactly
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah, that's exactly what. Yeah, exactly. And so Team Green wins. For me, I'm like, well, there was no drama to this at all, and the mission kind of sucked. Yeah, again, like what you said and shit. So now the top team within those three, it's not like the three people that did the best. It's completely up to the winning team to decide the fucking troika. But really, it's Bananas' nomination and suggestion. He's the guy he's like, hey man,
They have
these
so
two
many,
guys.
They have so many people that are going to be on board with whatever he says. So in that sense, they built the team smartly, like with intelligence, that they could at the end kind of voice over the few people that would say anything. Not even if they did that, it would matter, because they had Natalie, Car Maria, John, Kyle, and Tony. And then if you single out Shane, Brad's not going to go, no, like, please, let's change it to where I get to not almost go in. So immediately Bananas is smart. He doesn't want to be in the top three when it comes to having to choose 6 people. They have to choose 3 guys and 3 girls to potentially go into elimination. So he just steps away and goes, Nicole, you want to go in? She's like, okay. Which is bad news for Shane, because Nicole hates Shane. Shane hates Nicole. This is This is a thing that I really enjoyed about this. Sorry.
And I hate Nicole too. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
But
go on.
I just wanted to mention real quick that they showed a clip of Invasion that was cut during the season, because we didn't get a lot of footage. It was the first 3 episodes of them in the shelter, and a lot of footage that we saw in previews wasn't shown. And one of the things I remember seeing was Shane yelling at Nicole, telling her to be humble. So when they showed this clip, I was very happy because I loved Invasion. Invasion was it was decent. It was the best season of the recent seasons.
I liked it. It was decent.
It was the best season
it was the
since
best
Exodus
we could
2.
have had for them recently.
So it was
I
nice
love this.
to
Keep
see,
going. I love
it was nice to see Shane and her actually arguing and showing a little history as to why they don't like each other. Something that could have probably been trickled through the season if they wanted to really show things of substance throughout each episode. But that doesn't seem to be quite what they're going for. But I just really enjoyed seeing that Invasion clip.
Yeah. Okay, so we just said Team Green wins, right?
Right.
And it's all Bananas' suggestion. I'm sure people were taken aback or like, oh my God, that is a really good decision, Bananas. You're very mature, because he's not picking himself. They instantly think that. And when really Bananas is like, no, I'm going to vote in 3 people who I know.
He's thinking 3 steps ahead. And I mean, it was telling people like Jimmy and Kaylee, they're not going to think twice about it. People who do think twice about it it doesn't matter what they have to say about it, because it's already done. Shane was busy arguing with Nicole. So that alone, I think, was a smart move by John, just to throw Nicole into the mix, get Shane's mind off of actually what was happening. He couldn't even argue the top 3 because he was just arguing with one of the top 3, and then it was just set in stone.
Yeah. And remember, Car Maria hates Johnny Bananas, but yet she doesn't care right now. She's not willing to question anything because her boyfriend is part of the Troika. Once again, Kyle. The pirate motherfucker
I feel like Kara
himself,
and
man.
John are at this point are kind of playing a slow game that Wes and John have played a lot of times, to where they're not going to go after each other right away. They're going to wait a little
Right.
bit, get as far as they need to, and then someone's going to make a move. And that's probably what's going to happen with this as well. Just because.
Yeah, very CT Bananas, where they're just like,
Yeah, sure.
it'll get there, but yeah. That's a good point. All right, so all that shit is basically Bananas' suggestion, which is complete bullshit because on the other side of the fence, the losing team, Blue, they have to go one by one and say and nominate who they want.
This was crazy to me.
Right?
When it started off, you see it going one way, and then it just completely takes a turn, and I'm like, why are they doing this? Why are they turning it to go to this different direction? Because Nelson has to start it off with a vote. They get to vote a guy and a girl. So he immediately says Leroy and Marie. Okay. Joss
Which isn't bad. Yeah.
says Leroy and Veronica. Interesting. Leroy's name's popping up. Zach says Joss. He's not going to say Leroy. Says Veronica. Immediately, how you feeling about that? I know that's your girl Veronica right there.
Oh yeah, I was definitely scared, but I know she's gonna get voted in. There's a difference between like enjoying someone and rooting for them. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. And then Devin votes in Leroy and Veronica. So it's like, oh, Veronica, see ya. Leroy, bye. You guys are gone. Leroy votes Joss and Kayla, which I didn't know he didn't like Kayla. But Kayla, this is where what was crazy to me is Leroy literally voted Kayla, and then Kayla went, Joss and Veronica. Went, what? Things were looking good for Leroy. If he's voting you, why not just vote him? Do you not want Leroy to go in? Why do you want Joss to go in? I guess he's a strong competitor there. At this point, they know that it's only going to be one winner at the end of the game. Maybe that's where her head's at. Maybe she thinks she can beat Leroy.
Do they know that though?
Yeah, they said
There's been no suggestion of one winner.
I think they said it.
I'm just asking you.
I'm pretty sure they said it.
When?
I don't know, past up a couple episodes.
I don't think so, man.
Or was it in the preview?
I believe you, but I just don't recall.
It could have been in the
that.
preview for the rest of the season. I don't remember.
No.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kaylee votes Joss, and I guess she was just on a team with John. Wait, not Kaylee. That was Kayla in my
Kayla.
notes. Cam says she wants to vote Brittany because Brad earlier gave the penalty to her specifically, even though it was just for the team. I think that he just picked her because,
Yeah.
I mean, what he said made sense. He's like, you had the least reason to vote for me. So I don't know why Cam's pissed off, but she seems pretty pissed off. But she votes for Joss and Veronica. And then Brittany votes Joss and Cam. And then Veronica votes Joss and Cam. And then Marie, Joss, and V. Like, what the fuck? What? I like Joss. Don't vote him in. Vote Leroy in. We've seen him 100 times. Let us see some Joss.
Yeah. Well, he needs to clean that kitchen one more time for all of us.
We didn't even get a slow motion scene with him without a shirt on this episode, man.
Yeah,
Damn.
what gives?
We've
What
gotten
the
one
shit?
each episode and letting the ladies down, MTV.
And Scott. All right. Well, Joss and Veronica are going in, and I don't know. I guess I was kind of stunned by how fucking slanted the episode was to what Johnny Bananas wants and what he needs and what he's doing is just successful.
He's playing such a successful game, and I think a lot of it is just due to the fucked up way this format's set up with the Inquisition and then having power the next mission. All the powers and these stupid missions winners. I would like to point out one thing that Kyle said. He was like talking about how he wanted kind of Nelson and Joss to go in just because they both have money and he wanted to see what happened to the money after two people with money went in, which hasn't been stated. So I am also like, yeah, that's a good point, Kyle. Good point.
Oh my god. Yeah. And didn't Kyle have the didn't he basically put up the teams and he was like, Bananas and Tony are like, holy shit, you're not as dumb as you Look.
Oh right, yeah.
Kyle and
Because
Kyle's like, oh,
he
we'll
mentioned
see
the
who's
grenade
pulling the
stuff
strings.
to them about Brad.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he's getting all cocky in his interviews. Yeah, I'm pretty much controlling this game. I'm just acting like I don't know what's going on.
Well, is that your British accent?
Yeah.
He
That's my
sounded more
Kyle
like from the
accent.
country. All right, well, I'm gonna do. Yeah, exactly. Is he Australian?
No,
He's not.
he's something.
Because I'm notoriously bad between British and Australian.
Well,
I
he's
get 'em
from
mixed
UK at the
sometimes.
beach.
United Kingdoms. Isn't Australia one of the kingdoms? No, I don't know. They could be. All right. Well, anyways, fucking A. Let's get into the Trioca nominating Tony, Nicole, and Kyle nominating three guys.
This was way
and
more
three girls.
interesting than I thought it was going to play out. I had a good time watching this. One, because we
Yeah?
haven't seen a lot of Tony and Nicole back and forth this season, or just in general since their season together. They had some on Invasion, but there was a
Yeah.
lot in this moment that was really cool because they're both cool now with each other, and they're both kind
Right.
of like trying to look out for Tony more so is looking out for his own back when it comes to like, oh, let's just put up this person and blah blah blah. And Nicole's like, no, I'm not putting up Marie. I don't want her on this. I don't even want her on the screen. I don't want her name put into this conversation. She's not going in. I don't even want her face on the screen up there. I told her that she was not going in. She's not going in. I keep to my word. We're both from Staten Island. And like this really made me like Nicole a little bit because I enjoy Marie on the show. And Nicole's loyalty to her made her more likable to me, and that she was so willing to stand up for her. And just how comfortable her and Tony were able to kind of like be in each other's faces about their own decision. It was nice.
Okay, that was a small exchange, and I do admit I did like that. But I guess I would have to like Nicole too if she's like, listen, I'm from fucking Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, and so is Vince, so I'm gonna fucking save him. All right, you fucking douchebag. You know, I'd be like, well,
I took it
thanks.
more so as they're friends outside of the show. And
Really?
see
Oh,
each
I just
other
thought they
often.
were just both from the same, and that's all it was. That's the qualifier.
I wasn't taking it as, yeah, we just both happen to be from the same place. Cool.
Okay.
She ain't going nowhere, and I'm this passionate about it because of that. Like, no, I feel like they see each other
okay.
regularly
All right.
and are pals.
That makes more sense. All right.
Well, the discussion still was fun because Nicole asked Kyle, he was like, hey, who do you want, Kyle? And he said that I want to say Kayla and I don't remember the two names he says. It was like Kayla and Marie, I believe. And then Nicole immediately said, well, those are the two names I don't want to say because they're in my room. And that's what happened with the whole Tony thing, is that from that turned to that. But anyway, yeah, who are the three people from each side that they chose?
Cam, Kaylee, and Natalie, which I was... Okay, this is the thing. I was surprised that Natalie got on the nomination, and there's even, like, moments of the episode dedicated to, like, Devin being like, you're fucking over, Natalie, like, you're done, and shit like that, you know what I mean? But Natalie doesn't go in. I just want to cut all that bullshit right there.
I really
Natalie-
enjoyed the whole Devin versus Natalie kind of talk because he was being very open about understanding how the game works and knowing where her mind was at, even though she wasn't putting it out there. He's like, oh, you're saying this and you're trying to be friends with everybody and you're saying you're not with Bananas, but cut the shit. We know that you are. You're not
Right.
going to say his name. He's not going to say yours. So you are, in a sense, aligned with him. And she's like, no. Oh, you keep talking down to me and blah, blah, blah. And she even said, he's like, cue the Natalie walk away. And then she starts walking away. And she's like, you're a bully. And he's like, yeah, I'm a bully because you're a liar. Sure. I just love that whole scene. I'm a Devin fan, though. So I was like, yeah, Devin, roast that bitch. Roast her. And it was weird because Natalie's doing everything that she was accusing Victor of doing. She is trying to play both sides. She is trying to play Mrs. Nice Guy.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that Natalie, okay, that whole exchange, like Devin saying, like, I know exactly what's going on, and this thing has to change, and blah blah blah, is completely cut off because Natalie doesn't go in, and that's been my biggest issue with the season overall. Where, like, even remember when Devin, Natalie, and Bananas won that hashtag mission? Those three were in that room, and it went to Banana what he wanted overall. So Devin could say all the shit he wants, but it's still nothing is getting done. Is he self-aware? Yes. Is he aware of the game? Totally.
I think at that point he knew I mean, it was Natalie and John against him. What's he going to do in Inquisition with them? He can state his opinion and his voice.
I understand that.
The end, that's not the point where he was supposed to make a move or could even make a move.
Right. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, overall, like, was that what he was doing to Natalie was completely 100% truth. It's just that it didn't go anywhere, and that was what pissed me off. Yeah.
Maybe a lot of people in the house didn't know necessarily how strongly aligned those two were, and that's what he was trying to get out, because because it was just started the two of them, but then things escalated, and then that's when people started coming in, because it led to a whole room full of people with John in there trying to defend Natalie and say this and that, and then he's starting to get loud, and Devin's like, you're turning into tomato bananas, you're getting real red. And he's just like, because he talks in his interview, he's like, when he's mad at me, he's furious. When he's furious, he's not focused on the game. And that means he's going to slip up, and I can take advantage of that. And I'm just loving the way Devin this season is my heart and soul. Yeah. He's thinking everything I'm thinking. If I was in there, I'd be in Devin's spot. I don't know if I would be as, like, confident as him as to say all these things, because I'm not one to kind of, like, talk out like that, but he's doing good.
You could totally do it.
I keep going back to this Devin and Natalie thing, but the other three people are Devin, Nelson, and Shane. Shane,
yeah. No, Shane. I just wanted to go back real quick, actually. You mentioned, Bananas getting mad and pissed and shit. Bananas had that amazing moment where, like, I live for these moments where he completely he exposes himself as a hypocrite, where he's like, oh my god, Devin, he's bullying girls, he's bullying women. Bananas does that. He has a rich history.
It's all he's been doing on Twitter since the show's ended, so
I mean, I can name The Island, fucking Free Agents, like, all these remarks that he does, these moments just towards women specifically, you're just like, holy shit. So I don't know, I thought it was a magical moment where Bananas like, oh my god, Devin, it shows how a low life piece of shit that he is, that he attacks girls. I'm like,
that's where you know that dude. He is not self-aware. Devin says one thing when the doors open and that his face is up there for the second time in a row. He's like, these guys are supposed to be my guys. I'm not supposed to be up there. And then I started thinking, like, what are they not showing us? Because I've seen him have conversations with Kyle a few times, before he goes up in there. But Kyle's never been like, yeah, Devin, I got you. And then it's not been really showing Devin and Tony. The only thing I can think of that is back at the after party of the reunion, when Devin and Tony were talking about how they had to flip it over. They had to do something to flip it over. And now I'm thinking, like, is Devin, like, kind of like, do they all have this secret kind of thing that they're not going to vote Devin in and Devin's going to have their back too? Or curious as to where this will go.
Devin is like, hey, man, I thought whatever was said at the reunion is truth. It will be brought on to the seasons to come and shit like that. Maybe that's how he feels. But so we have the three all six: Cam, Natalie, Kaylee, Devin, Nelson, Shane. So they go to the ring
immediately, which is great. Finally,
yeah, no
get straight to it.
Inquisition, right? And so they get right there, and let's get to the fucking nominations, which is like, let's get it fucking over with. Eventually, they choose Cam.
So it's Veronica and Cam. In their mind, Veronica and Cam are going against each other. That's where their thoughts are right now.
Which to me, I was like, holy shit, this is an awesome matchup. Even though, yeah, no, I'm not gonna, like the previous episode, I was like, oh, Veronica's a weathered beauty. I'm like, weathered beauty? Like, what the fuck is weathered? Don't say
Your
that.
words.
Anyways, Cam versus Veronica, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm still gonna enjoy the fuck out of this elimination. And then they choose out of the guys for Shane to go against
Joss.
Joss. Yeah. So I'm like, that's still good. Like Shane is a good athlete, overall, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
But the twist amongst twist, right? You explain this shit, Scott. I'm going to take a break.
Oh, I'm TJ, and you think that you guys are going against each other? But nuh-uh, because look to your right. And you all in the stands, look in front of you, because look who's coming at you. 4 mercenaries, legends of the game. Derek, Jordan, Tori, Anissa, they're coming in, and you aren't going against each other. You're going against them. What? And immediately I'm pissed because I was like, all right, Derek and Jordan are fucking good at this game. They are beasts. Derek will not stop. Jordan just is all around just good. So they come up. TJ's like, all right, guys, so this is how it's going to go. We got a little coin here. I'm going to flip it for you, Joss. Blue is Derek. Red is Jordan. He flips it. Boom. Blue. Joss has to go against the Diesel Derek. Shit. If anyone was going to give him a run for his money, it's him. Like, the only person in the house that I feel like could take on Joss, Brad, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. And I've always considered Brad and Derek to be basically the same guy. Like, they are so close, in my eyes.
That's going to be nuts. And then, so he's like, all right, Veronica, blah, blah, blah. You get Anissa, which couldn't have worked out more perfectly because they keep going on about how they're vendettas from last season. And it's weird because they used to be really good friends. And even last season, they were close until that moment happened where the MTV made it seem like there was more going on, and Anissa kind of just ran with it, and Veronica didn't care much for that. But
I thought it did happen. I thought they fucking mushed.
Apparently they didn't. It seemed like something happened. It seemed a little more than just cuddling, because Anissa's saying shit like, "I want you to eat my pussy," or "I want to eat your pussy," or something like that. First up on the elimination, we're actually about to see I even told people, I was like, hey, this is gonna just be cutting straight to them guys coming in, and then I can't wait to watch them walk in, and then be to be continued.
Right.
And I didn't really tell that to anybody. I just thought that in my brain. But here, so we get to watch one of them. We get to watch Jordan and Shane go against each other right away.
Yes. Which is so awesome. It's cool to watch. It's weird though because
I didn't like how they edited it.
Yeah. Fucking okay. Well, the first round. Do you have the specifics written down?
Yeah, the first round,
have
Jordan
wins.
darts out there. He just is so fast that he grabs onto that ring. Oh, well, we'll explain. It's Crazy 8. The elimination is Crazy 8. There's a ring that's in the shape of a 8 that's hanging from the ceiling of the ring, and they have to run to it, grab it, and then get it to
from
their
the sky.
side.
No, it's actually an infinity sign.
But so they got to run to the middle, grab this infinity sign, get it back to their spot, and hook it onto something, or just put it on their side, whatever. 2 out of 3 times, best of those wins. First time happens, Jordan darts out like a madman, grabs it immediately. Shane tries his best to just try to grab onto him and stop him. He got there too late. Jordan immediately gets it to his side. It sucks.
Spins out of the way. It was great.
Right.
It was fucking
He's like
great.
hitting his hands on his chest in slow motion. I'm like, no, that's my boy Shane. Shane, do this. Do this for Poppy, Shane. Come on, get this. So they go again. Jordan again gets the ring. Shane just grabs onto him, smashes him on the ground, reset.
Yeah, that's right.
So
that's a start in the middle, right?
Right. So now they're just starting in the middle. And then this is where I think that they were just trying to end the episode too soon. It's weird because it's like they didn't put that much into this episode. They could have definitely condensed I mean, they condensed the note a lot. Condense it more. But
Yeah.
so this, you can tell this match was going on for a while, this last one, because they are both dirty as hell. They both have a hold of this ring. Jordan's smashing Shane into the ground. Shane's getting good control. You can see these quick clips of the two of them just having an epic brawl. But it gets cut short because why are they going to show this whole entire round if it just ends with Jordan getting the point again? So Jordan gets away, gets the point, and Shane is just teary-eyed. He is upset. Like, I felt for him so bad. He tried so hard, and I wanted him to stay so bad. And just to see him tearing up like that made me just like, why didn't you show him more throughout the season, you fucks? This guy cares about the show. He cares about the competition, and you're going to play him dirty like that. Saying dirty.
For sure. I just have to add, though, within that fight, though, Jordan did that thing where, like, he just dropped to the ground and did this, like, crazy twisting of his body and just cranked Shane's arms, thus causing him to fall to the ground. It was a complete level change. I'm a huge MMA
Jordan's
fan.
done
UFC. It's great.
done his homework on those types of eliminations, which have been frequent throughout the years. So I'm wondering if Jordan maybe knew what was going to be coming. I wonder if he knew what the elimination was going to be. Or if, I mean, was he just chilling over there watching him set up the entire night? And then they bring in the cast? I don't know. But he seemed to know what the fuck he was doing. He did a great job.
Yeah, totally. And then we have Anissa versus Veronica. Does this? I'm just jumping to the medical. The finger breaking. Was that in the second round? Did we get a first round at all?
We just got a first round. So
Okay.
the first round, they just kind of go at it. They get it. They have to reset because they were going so hard. And then they both kind of fell to the ground. I think that's where they reset, is if they fall to the ground to get away or fall outside of the ring. But they were both going pretty hard at it. Veronica was putting up a lot better of a fight than I thought she was going to give or be able to give, because this is Anissa's bread and butter. She literally just did this on Bloodlines against Cara, one of the strongest armed girls around, and almost won. So Veronica was putting on a great fight, so much that she's like broke her finger, and she's like, I my finger's like this, and I'm doing a motion to where like it's not anywhere near her hand. And then it showed it, and it was like, oh my god, get that girl the fuck out of here. That's a broken pinky.
But okay, so and that's
pinky
where it
went
ends.
to Brokenville. What'd you say?
The episode ends there.
Right,
But
it's Veronica's like,
you're like,
finger.
Does she DQ like Sylvia?
They don't say that. But it's
No, I'm
how the
asking
fuck is
you.
she gonna
What do
be
you
playing
think?
with a broken pinky?
Remember fucking Hunter? Remember Cara Maria? Remember them? Do
I
you
don't
remember
think
the
Veronica-
guy who won
I mean, at
Battle
40,
of the Sexes?
I don't think Veronica's gonna be like, yeah, let me play through this shit, motherfucker. No.
You know what? No. You know what? Okay, it's likely she will, but I'm such a huge fan. I think she's gonna be like, no, she's gonna rip her way out of the ambulance. Like,
She's just
fuck
gonna
your
rip her
cast.
pinky off and go, I could do this without it. I don't
Yeah.
even need that shit. She bites it off, spits it. Yeah.
Spits it into Anissa's face. Is like, round 2, bitch. Oh, that'd be amazing. Oh my god.
That would be lovely. And actually not good for her in the long run. You need your pinkies. If you can keep them.
Look at Jordan. Look at him 3 more times after that. He only has a thumb.
He grew up without
he's
it,
great.
though.
He's
Veronica's had it
amazing.
her whole life.
You could adapt. She could adapt. You could.
At
Okay.
40, if I lose a pinky now, it's going to be the worst time of my life forever.
How
I will
often
never get
do you
over it.
use your pinky specific? Oh, when you're sipping tea and you're like, oh my god, this must be fancy.
I'll just cut out a piece of paper and tape it to my hand if I don't have a pinky, and then I'll keep it out. And then I'll have a pinky like that, bud.
No one needs their pinky, dude. It's an the pinky is the appendix of the upper.
Every single time you
The
go to grab
extremities.
something
Thank
with
you.
that hand, you would reminisce about all the good times you had with that pinky. Remember that time?
Oh, this is so impossible. Okay, I know that the audience can't see, but I'm holding my beer with 4 fingers, Scott, and a nub. Look at that nub.
Oh my
See
god, that
nub?
looks like you don't have a pinky. This is very creepy to watch, everybody. I'm glad that you can't see it because it is just a nightmare. I'm gonna have nightmares. He's swinging his beer around without a pinky. I'm gonna have flying beers with hands on them that don't have pinkies. Oh my god!
It's so uncivilized. If his pinky was up, it'd be so prim and
I
proper.
would have rainbow dreams with butterflies.
That's the end of the episode, Scott. Overall, I was frustrated with it. I enjoyed some parts. I enjoyed the twist among so many twists this episode.
I wish it would have happened any other episode. To have Joss and Shane go in there against these beasts, fuck that.
Well, who else though? I mean, like Bananas,
Kyle,
yeah,
or Zach, or I'm just such a big I love Joss. He's such a nice guy. He's like Victor. You know, they're new to the show. They just want to kind of be there and have their own experience and have fun. But everyone else is such pieces of shit. I didn't think I'd like the new cast as much as I have. I mean, you never know.
I do like the newer cast. But that's the end of the episode, Scott. Still, I'll watch the next episode because hopefully, fingers crossed, no pun intended, that Veronica is fine. And she could continue on somehow. But god damn it, it's looking bleak. God damn it, I don't want to lose her. But we'll see. We got some awesome matchups coming. We have Cam versus Tori. That is amazing right there. That is going to be fucking killer, dude.
That'd be good.
And then we have Joss and Derek.
Action. And Joss and Derek, the preview for that looks insane.
Previews? Oh shit! Again,
Oh, yeah.
I
Sorry
buy this
for
on
rubbing
YouTube.
that in
They
that
don't
you
show
haven't,
previews.
Yeah, you don't get to see those. Sorry about that, but
All right, man. Well, that was the end of the episode. Like, subscribe, comment. This was Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud
and Scott Allwood.